Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. Today we're talking Love is Blind. So I would say this is the finale, but we still have the reunion to go, and I'm so excited about that. Holy cow. So this is, I believe, episode 11. The finale, the second part of the weddings. Oh my God, I have so much to talk to you guys about. I'm so glad you're here. Let's dive face first into this mess. So if you remember, we left off with Nancy and Bartise. She had just said, I do. They left off with him. I'm not supposed to say bad words in the first minute of YouTube. So I'm going to say that SOB, and I'll say better words later. That SOB, he said no. Oh my gosh, you guys. I mean, I know we knew it was coming, but they tricked us big because that MFer, see, my letters are getting worse, sent her a shot and said something. What did he say to her? Like, we got this. Let's do the damn thing. That's what it was. And he said no. And you know what? Nancy has bugged me all along, especially because he's been such a jerk to her. And she just kind of forgives him and loves him blindly. I didn't mean to say that. But this time she actually stood up for herself, and I was proud of her because he kind of wanted, I basically think he still wanted to bang her, but he didn't want a relationship with her. And she's like, no, you don't get this, you messed up. Her family is a lot, but also amazing because they were not, I've never seen a family come at the spouse or potential spouse like this. They were not having it. Her mom was standing up for her. She kept telling her mom, I got this, mom, I got this, mom, which, I get it. Mom probably does need to back off. But then brother came after him, and you guys, it was so good. I'm just, oh my God. I'm so pissed at Bartise because nothing is ever his fault. When, the brother was yelling at him, how could you do this to my only sister? Bartise keeps telling him, to the brother, you're fucking this whole thing up. No, that's you, Bartise. You don't get to blame the brother. Even if it's out of line for screaming at you, you don't get to blame anybody but yourself. This whole time, he's put the blame on her for everything. He's such a jackass. Nothing was ever his fault. He's one of those people. He never messes up. Nothing's his fault. He just kept bringing up how she was involved with her ex, which means she had a business relationship with him. She's very clear and open about that, but it's like Bartise needs something to use against her. It's just awful. I gotta say, Nancy did great. She handled it well. She was clearly sad and even says it's going to take me some time, but I'm going to get over this. And that he made the biggest mistake. And I love her for that. And she had the presence of mind to say, what the hell is your problem? Why would you send me a shot and say, let's do this? And then change your mind. It really, I love her for calling that out because it's bullshit. She handled it well. God, I just want to give her a hug, right? We're going to move on, but no, you know what? It's Alexa and Brennan. All good. Okay. It just sucks. I hate it so much. I hate it for her. Bartise sucks. Hopefully everybody can see how bad he sucks, and nobody will ever date that guy. Now, I have not looked ahead to see who's together and who's not post this, so I don't know yet. I will do that next episode when we talk about the reunion. So I still don't know any spoilers beyond what we've seen here. Okay, Alexa and Brennan, can I just say, obviously they built these two up, so we knew that they were going to work out, but I got a little nervous because I thought, oh my God, are the editors messing with us? They tried, right? They tried to build a little tension, but these two were always meant for each other, or they always seem to love each other. Alexa is gorgeous. Every time I see her on my screen, her face is so beautiful. Her hair is beautiful. I love this dress. It's my favorite wedding dress. Gotta say, Brennan's looking pretty cute there. I don't love Brennan's hair, but that's a different story. But I think he's pretty good looking. What else? I don't know. It was sweet. Her dad was really sweet about it. And it's good. Everybody's excited. They're very hopeful that the other will say yes, but all good. They both say yes and seem genuinely happy. So I'm dying to get a check in with these two, dying to know how it worked out. Okay. It's kind of boring to talk about the ones that work out, right? They worked out. Good for them. I love the scene later when they're just giddy, right? And he just yells over the balcony, "This is my wife." Like, it's very cute. I think that's very fun to watch. Okay, let's move on. Z and Cole. You guys, this to me was like the biggest, most incredible stuff. So much going on. Okay, so as you know, at first I like Z, but then so many of you guys are like, "Jen, what are you doing? We don't like Z." No, that's not the reason I changed on her. I just found her very annoying, and I had trouble. With Z. She just became too much, too nitpicky. I say it all the time. Cole is immature, but she is too annoying. I cannot with her. She's like looking for problems. So, just because I have had a few of you say you're just watching my recaps, not watching, let me just tell you what happens here. Okay. So they lead up with all these scenes of falling in love and saying things like love conquers all. And it's crazy that this could happen. And, it's all trickery, right? We believe everything's going to go okay. I said before, they do not belong together. But what she did to him is so shitty. It's so shitty. And I get it. It's a reality show. They have to do it this way. But let me just tell you. Okay. So we see her talking to her stepmom. Remember, her parents passed away. So it was all about, she was sad, obviously, as you would be. But she seemed to be handling it and talking about her love for Cole. And he talks about his love for her. I think she looks gorgeous here, too. I love her hair. I love her makeup. Yeah, it's just her inside sucks. So the weird part, red flag, right? Is she keeps saying, "I will know in the moment." She didn't know what she was going to say, but she would know in the moment. Like, hello, if you don't know, then you shouldn't get married. But they show the build-up, saying all the right things. Everything looks like it's going to go to plan. Dun, dun, dun. So when it's time... I wrote in my notes, I want to fix his tie. I love his tie, but it was like all messed up. I don't know if you noticed that. I want to fix his tie. Okay. So he says to her, "You look like a vision." They have a moment of silence for her parents who can't be there. She shakes her head. She's smiley. He says something like, "I want to kiss you right now." And she's like, "No, you have to wait." Let's see. Z says, "Cole, you've taught me so much. I have a good idea." Okay, here we go. You ready? "I have a good idea of the type of woman who needs to love you the way you need to be loved. But it's not me." And that's not even the shocking part, you guys. She launches into the biggest asshole speech. She is awful to him. And believe me, like I said a million times, I couldn't live with him either. He is obnoxious. He's very immature. But she is awful. She is just making these grandstand statements. I swear to God, she and Bartise need to hook up because they just like to make scenes and apparently need all the attention on them. So she literally says, "As much as I wanted it to be me, you have disrespected me. You insulted me. You critiqued me and shattered my self-confidence." Oh my God. When she said that, I was like, holy shit. Because, yes, he's immature, but he didn't do all that. She had no self-confidence to begin with. She's like very insecure, and it read in everything she said and did. All she could do was talk about her makeup, and she couldn't have deep conversations. And we were there the whole journey. She's obnoxious. They're equally obnoxious. They should be together. But she gives this whole stupid speech, and I gotta give Cole the credit because he had the presence of mind to say something like, what was it? Why is she just bringing this up now? Why has she never said this to my face? Why did she choose now to do this in front of all my friends where it would hurt more? And I get what he's saying. And I know it's a show, they make him do that. But seriously, that's some bullshit. She can't even pretend. I mean, not pretend. She can't even let him in on what she's thinking. She just has to blindside him and be really cruel about it. I know it's the name of the game. And she could have said, it's not me, but, whatever, I wish you all the best. No, she had to be really mean about it. But then pat herself on the back and say something like, I won't settle. And, I don't know, something like, oh God, where is it? Oh, my forever isn't supposed to feel like that. And it's just like, no, you're a terrible person too. You're not better. You're actually worse at this point. I'd take him over you. All right. So yeah, that was to me the most shocking moment. And then the last couple we have here are Colleen and Matt. So Colleen, I wasn't sure about this one because they were both freaking out. And she's another one that kept saying, I don't know. We'll see when we get down to the end of the aisle. I'll be 100% honest with you. I was still reeling from the Z and Cole. I thought that was so much more of an interesting story that I was just kind of by the time we got to these guys. They seem to be like, oh, should we, shouldn't we? I've told you my thoughts. I am not a fan of his, and I'm not a fan of hers either. But he's like, I don't know, he's over the top. So I wasn't sure if they were going to say I do or not, but surprise, surprise, they get to the end of the aisle. They do. They both say I do. I love you so much, and I love you to death. I want to marry you, and yeah. So they end up saying I do. So the couples that got married this season are Alexa and Brennan and Colleen and Matt. Of course, we had Raven and SK they didn't get together, or they didn't get married. Nancy and Bartise sucks. They didn't get together. And Z and Cole, they didn't get together. So just Alexa and Brennan, Colleen and Matt were the ones that actually said, I do. So, too bad Andrew, the eye drops guy, sucks so bad, because it would have been hilarious if he had showed up to Nancy's wedding, when Bartise was awful, and said, Nancy, I love you. Go out with me, Dying to see what that a-hole has to say at the reunion. But anyway, I digress. So we got to check in. We got to see the happy couples. We got to see... Oh, goodness. We got to see Raven and SK. Raven, I actually felt for her. I've said before, I just felt like she was kind of annoying to me. And SK seemed so much nicer, and I liked him so much more. So, but I felt bad for her. It was heartbreaking because I think at the end she ended up loving him. It's like she didn't know how to show him or something. By then it was too late. I don't know. But she said today was perfect. I don't think she meant the way it went down. She meant a perfect day, and it went to hell basically. Bartise says he never fell out of love with Nancy. I love her. She's saying, this is horrible now, but I will be fine. And he's made the biggest mistake of his life. And I love her for saying that. I totally agree. Nancy and Raven had said some stuff about the other one earlier in the season, but I feel like maybe these two should go for a drink, and just talk about the bad days they've had. Let's see, what else? Let's see, we did Bartise, and then Cole says that this won't break him, that it was the hardest thing he's gone through, and Z is pretending, having another moment, giving another speech where she pats herself on the back saying, I didn't want to say no today. Yes, you did. But when he let me walk out, she's talking about when they argued, when he let her walk out of that apartment. And the fact that he had said he wanted someone sweet, I got to side with him. She's not sweet, as evidenced by the way it went down at this wedding tonight, right? Anyway, so she gave another speech, and that was that. And then we cut back to the happy couples, Alexa and Brennan, and Colleen and Matt. And the four of them seemed to think the experiment worked. I guess when you have 2 couples out of 5 on a crazy show like this, then that's pretty good. So I am going to end this recording and go watch the reunion so I can talk about that. So by the time you listen, I'll know what happens in the reunion. You gotta let me know your thoughts. What are your thoughts on these couples? What are your thoughts on how it all went down? Were you like jaw to the floor with the Z and Cole stuff like I was? But I'm just curious. Let me know your thoughts below. I can't wait to watch this reunion and Google who's still together and who's not. So I'll be sure to talk about that in the next episode. Guys, as always, thank you so much for being here, for watching. I really appreciate it. If you want to check out more of my stuff, check out my Patreon. Patreon.com/Real Housewives Recap. Goodness, my country accent came out. Recaps. Real Housewives Recaps. Geez, I lost my train of thought. I appreciate you all so much. Thanks for all the lovely comments. I read them all. I love them. Thank you for recommending this show. If you have another show you're super into, let me know in the comments. I'll talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.